If it looks like I just woke up, it's because I just woke up. I actually had this on my heart yesterday. Hey y'all, it's editing me. I realized when I was watching this back that I really didn't, look at this guy, it's just interesting. It's just interesting. Anyways, I realized that I didn't really intro the video. So this video is pretty much going out to anyone who finds yourself looking for attention, whether it be the attention of an employer, a potential mate, peers. If you're doubting your purpose, this also goes out to you. Not answering your calling, not feeling like you're good enough, not feeling like you're able to do what you think you're called to do. And then this also goes out to anyone who is people pleasing. You find that you're performative. You know when there's something that's just not quite genuine about the way you act, and so it kind of doesn't sit well with you, but you kind of suppress that so you can kind of keep going with the flow and keep everybody happy, just tolerating shit. It's no big deal to you, and that's what you tell yourself. Yeah, it's going out to you too. This Ankh right here is the key of life. I want to give you this major key. Everything is secondary to you being your authentic, your most authentic self. Your only job is to hold your authenticity in such high regard that the opinions and the affirmation, the validation of others is secondary. I have every confidence that this channel is taking off. And you might say to yourself, well, Alexis, your channel only has 100 subscribers. How would you know? I would say to you, I have 107. Everything has stages of growth. The way that it manifests itself, that is up to the universe. I'll leave that up to God. All of the people that you admire the most, it's because they're so confident in who they are. And if you could hear their stories, a lot of them were made fun of, laughed at, rejected. That's just the journey. And the world is just you pushed out. You have to give yourself that validation, and you free yourself up to be present. You're a deeper listener. You're a more empathetic brain and not always worried about how you're being perceived. You are no longer beholden to the acceptance of others. You might say to yourself, well, Alexis, I really do want the attention. I want that person to notice me. I want people to watch my videos. Oh, hold on, my leg falling asleep. But you may actually want that attention, and so you don't understand how you're supposed to incorporate this. Care more about being authentic than you do about getting the validation of other people, because I'm telling you, you are whole and complete. You are made in God's image. Sometimes you're okay with who you are and you're just walking through the world being yourself. Other times you find yourself trying to conform to the world and be what you think people want. When you notice that you're driving your behaviors toward what will get you the most attention or what you think people want, forgive yourself immediately and make a different choice. The sun does not shine for your recognition. The sun does not shine for your acceptance, and yet we flock to it. There have even been civilizations that have worshiped the sun. You are part of the universe. You have a natural light that's shining inside of you too, that if you simply honored that light, people would naturally be attracted to you. And if you find that people are not attracted to you right now, it's okay. Keep being yourself so that the people who are looking can find you. Anything that feels like a natural, this is where my intuition is driving me, it's because there is energy on the other side of that calling that is looking for a vibration like yours. I am telling you that you are omnipotent. Omnipotent means that there is no cap on your creativity. There's no upper limits on who you could be. So your job is to continuously discover yourself more deeply and to express that authentically. And people who resonate with that will naturally find themselves attracted to you. They might not even know why. This is a lifestyle choice. This is not a one-time decision. But if you're too busy pretending to be something that you're not, you can't keep that facade up forever. It's not scalable. Even if it works at first, it will eventually fall apart. At some point, your true self is going to come forward. The world is just you pushed out, the real you. Facades are temporary. So whatever attention you got from that facade, expect the attention to also be temporary. If you think about some of the greatest teachers, the greatest idols of all time, Jesus, it was just a natural reaction that everywhere Jesus went, Jesus was authentic. And people reacted to that with attraction, with admonishment, with love. Hold on, is that what admonishment means? Anyway, just a natural magnetism that Jesus had, because that was authenticity incarnate. Everything and every person that you see is a unique point of consciousness. If your strategy in life is to try to control how each of those countless points of consciousness are perceiving you, know that it's impossible. You're not supposed to be out here trying to control the way everything and everybody perceives you. This is actually about being so authentic that you have the mind space available to really be present, see people for who they are, and to uplift them, to interact with the world in a more real way, because you're not so distracted by trying to control the way the entire world is perceiving you. If you are seeking validation, you are acting under the impression that there is something that you are lacking or missing that you are going outside of yourself to seek. You are made in God's image. God is not out here trying to impress you. Flowers are not out here seeking your attention. Anything that is existing in a natural state, its attractiveness just is. Its magnetism comes from just being. And you too have a natural state. And it is all driven by this powerful tool you have called your imagination. Right now, you're using your imagination to imagine the worst, to imagine other people's perception of you, to imagine how things won't go right for you. You're limiting the possibilities of who you could be. Friend, release yourself, free yourself. It doesn't matter if my videos get 12 views or 12 million views. It does not matter, because I am here to exist in my most natural state. It's okay if the words don't quite come out right. Even now, there's so much that I want to say and things just fly out of my head. It's okay for me to allow myself to exercise this and become more skilled and better at it. And it's okay for you to see me developing. It's okay for you to see me learning. When I had my daughter, I really wanted her to be her best change agent in the world. I want her to be a happy adult. When she was a newborn, she wasn't automatically all of those things manifested. She was the potential of all of those things. And every step of her life has been a step in that direction. Give yourself that same grace. Give yourself space to choose this reality, to choose this state of being, and then forgive yourself if you slip back into old ways. Once you notice it, you just forgive yourself and you choose again. You forgive yourself and you choose again. You don't judge yourself, you choose again. And then before you know it, you're autopilot. You just naturally choose to be yourself. You naturally step out the house, dress how you want to dress. You put your hair how you want to put your hair. You exist how you feel most authentic. And then when other people perceive you, they are absolutely mesmerized by your authenticity, your genuineness. You're so fucking unique. You're a little snowflake. What a shame it would be for a flower to be out here trying to be a tree, for the sky to try to be the ground. And variety, that is the spice of life. That is the beauty of existence, is that everything is unique and different. You don't want everything to be the same. And you shouldn't be trying to be the same as somebody else, something else. Be yourself. As you use the power of your imagination to shift into this state of intentional authenticity, be ye renewed. No. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your minds. Do you know what that means? You can transform your whole world by selecting a new mind state with the power of your imagination. And trust me, everything you want is on the other side of you choosing to be yourself, answering your divine calling. There's something inside of you that nobody has access to but you. To suppress that, to ignore that, to try to force that to be something that it's not, would be diminishing yourself greatly. Allow your true self to shine through and have faith, not faith in some external thing saving you or giving you something. I'm talking about having faith that existing in your purest, truest expression of yourself will be reflected in your outside world in a consistent way, and that it will come to serve you, that it will provide for you. I was the odd duck. I was the only Black person in most of my classes. I was going to school with kids who were middle class families, both parents at home. And here I was, my mom was sick for most of my childhood. There were crates holding up the cushions of our couches. For me, it wasn't even a need for attention. It was just a need to be validated by my peers, to just fit in, to not stand out like the person who has less. And so I carried with me this burden, this perception of lack inside of myself that could only be cured by receiving and really embracing my true and authentic self. And it's crazy because the moment that I did that, I started becoming so magnetic. And it's a bizarre thing. Even walking to the grocery store the other day, I told y'all I was feeling a little down. And my remedy for that is for me to move my energy out of my third eye and distribute it throughout my chakras. And I do that by moving my body. Walking to the grocery store, y'all, I turned every head. And I'm not even bragging because it's not like it did something for me. They didn't give me no money or nothing, but it's like I could tell that there was just a natural magnetism about me. And I saw this validated by the fact that whenever I paused in the same place long enough, people that I could tell they were paying attention to me would come over and interact with me. When I went to the grocery store and I would pause to look at something on the shelf, people would just naturally stop and talk to me. And it's okay. The validation, the recognition is just a natural byproduct. So I have no doubts that my YouTube channel will be doing what it's supposed to do, whatever that looks like. If that looks like my subscriber count blowing up, if it looks like my views increasing, if it looks like being tapped for other engagements because I've exercised and refined my voice on my channel, however that manifests itself, I don't try to control what that looks like. I just control myself. My job is always and only to be the purest expression of myself. Decide intentionally to be the purest expression of yourself. Be authentic to what you intuitively feel drawn toward and expect the world to then respond to you in the same way. If they're intuitively, divinely, just naturally drawn toward you, then they will be. And you will see that manifested. But you first. Jesus said, greater works than these. There's so much that you haven't even unlocked inside of yourself. You just need to choose a state of being that can release that potential. Instead of the state of being where I feel lack, I'm going to choose the state of being where I feel whole and complete, because you are made of stardust and God stuff. Have faith that the world will respond in kind, purely and authentically. When you validate yourself, trust that the world will then also come to validate you. When you recognize the value of yourself, when you recognize your wholeness and your completion, your uniqueness, and you embrace that, you uplift that, trust that the world will also come to serve that same reality. Act as if you don't need the attention because you don't. Reach deeply into the God in you. Use the key. And when you notice that you're straying from that, simply forgive yourself. Choose authenticity again. You've been groomed to believe that there's something that's not enough about you. And I'm here to tell you that that's just incorrect. You're not like others because you're not meant to be. They will know you by your love. And that first comes as a self-love. When you operate in this vibration, confidence, creativity, limitlessness become your natural state of being. Shine so brightly that you are no longer beholden to the validation of others. Shine so brightly that you make God proud. You know what I'm saying? Step into your power, friend. Act as if you don't need the attention, because you don't. That is not where your power is coming from. You are your own power source. And I'm not just telling you random stuff. I'm talking about what I've seen demonstrated in my own life. I also follow the teachings of just different philosophers. Eckhart Tolle, Neville Goddard, Abraham Hicks, lots of spiritual teachers. I want to have a well-rounded perspective, and I want to see that what I'm living is matching what I'm being taught or what I'm learning from the world around me. Sometimes the sky is my teacher. Sometimes the earth is my teacher. Sometimes my heart is my teacher. Like sometimes my child is my teacher. So I'm telling you, this is what I have collected over time. And I encourage you to maybe go look up some of those spiritual teachers. Maybe start looking deep inside of yourself. Start asking yourself the hard questions, because I'm not just giving you some random stuff. This is literally the culmination of what I've seen and what I believe at this time in my life, as a culmination of not only my own experience and knowledge, but my ancestors. So just a little something, but do your own research for sure. I love you, and I want you to love yourself, okay? That's your homework. Be kind, coconuts. Until next time, peace.